What's up? What's up? Peace and love. Peace and love. This video right here is for all the truth seekers. You know them people that y'all know that there's like something wrong with the world. Y'all know that there's like evil shit going on, but you can't quite put your finger on what it is, or you can't explain it and you can't prove nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like but you can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't prove it. I'll tell you where you can see it and see what it looks like. The truth is in the movies. Let me say that again. The truth is in the movies. And I'm going to give y'all a couple examples here in just a second. I don't give a fuck how outlandish the plot is or how science fiction-y motherfucking in a faraway land and some shit that just seems completely and utterly make believe. Even that shit. That's just the truth. You like, twice, what you mean by that? Exactly what I said. Like they'll say that they got these motherfucking these writers and these screenwriters and these playwrights and all this shit that sit down and come up with these elaborate ass stories and these motherfucking crazy ass metaphors and shit that they just sit and think of this shit from the clear blue sky and make a movie out of it and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like write their ideas. Bullshit. Motherfuckers don't just sit down and just think of this shit. They telling you they telling you Bible stories. They telling you tales of like old school ass ancient battles that took place way back in the day to establish supremacy and all that shit. They telling you how magic and voodoo and all that shit works and how to conjure spirits and all that shit. They talking about all the corrupt shit, all the government shit. You know what I'm saying? They're telling you the truth. They're showing you what this shit looks like in a movie form. But the thing is, you looking at the shit, but you don't know what you're looking at. You understand? They're like revealing to you what the ugly truth of the shit that they do is, but you just don't know what you're looking at. You're just watching a movie, right? Now, I made a previous video before and I was telling you guys, I was saying that if you're in it for just entertainment, if that's what you're watching the movie for, is to be entertained, then just do that. Watch the movie, be entertained, and then go on about your life. Don't get too caught up in the story or the plot or the message. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where they fucking you up at. That's where they implanting all them subconscious ass fucked up ass ideals in your head and all that shit, right? But if you notice at the beginning of this video, I said this video is for the truth seekers, the motherfuckers who want to know the truth. So it's in the movies. That's where it's at. Now, the motherfuckers at the very top of the totem pole that's like in charge of everything and the motherfuckers who like really run the world and all that shit, like there's rules up there. You know what I'm saying? When you're up there in those circles and you're like dealing with that type of shit, that elite shit, there's rules up there. You know what I'm saying? And one of the rules are they have to show you what they're doing. You see what I'm saying? Like they can't like fool you into going along with evil. You have to know what you're getting into and have to be a willing participant. You know what I'm saying? And how they're doing that is they're showing you the truth of this shit in these movies. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you an example. Follow me for just 1 second. So y'all remember the Jason Bourne movies? Y'all remember those movies, right? Dope flicks, right? Everybody fuck with Jason Bourne, Matt Damon. Right. Okay. So before I tell you about that, all right, look. So y'all remember, I don't remember quite exactly when it was, but a while back, maybe like 15 years ago, something like that. It was when everybody had to switch to digital. Like your TV, what you couldn't do like analog, no cable no more. You had to like switch to digital, or you know what I'm saying? Remember, it was all on the news and all that shit. They had a deadline for it, all that shit. You had to switch to digital, or you wouldn't be able to watch TV. You remember that? Okay. And then not long after that, or not long before that, they came with the flat screen TVs, right? You remember the butt TVs back in the day? The TV that it was like a square and it had like the thick back coming out the back of it, and the motherfucker was heavy than the motherfucker, and you hate having to carry that motherfucker when it was time to move. You remember them TVs? Yeah, you remember them TVs. So now they got the flat screen, right? It's like a perfect rectangle. You know what I'm saying? It's like a rectangle. It's not a square no more. It's a long like if you turn your phone to the side, that's what your TV looks like, right? Okay. The reason why it's like that is because now it can see the whole room now, right? Your smart TV, yeah, that motherfucker's watching you if you didn't know. It's listening too. So look, check this out. Like I was saying, the Jason Bourne movie. Okay, so it's like the second one or the third one, something like that. I'm not sure which one it is. It's like I think it's the third one. But anyway, what's going on is the CIA, which who Jason Bourne used to work for. Y'all know the story, right? He's a government assassin, right? That suffered from amnesia and forgot his identity and all that shit, right? Okay. So they're after him again for whatever reason, and they're doing like all kinds of dirty shit, all kinds of corrupt shit. They kill him off. They doing all kinds of crazy shit, right? Okay. So there's like this like journalist dude, and he's got some top secret information on like some of their like operations and shit that the CIA is doing, right? And he's a journalist. So he's going to expose the shit, right? So the CIA motherfuckers, they get wind of this dude and of the information that he has, and you know what I'm saying? So now they after this dude. They send in assassins to go kill this journalist guy because he got some incriminating evidence on them, right? So now Bourne, he's like he needs the information because it's going to help for him to clear his name, or what, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. So he is trying to get with the journalist dude, but the CIA know that he's trying to get with him, so they're like trying to assassinate him before he gets to him or whatever, right? So there's this hella intense ass scene where Bourne is trying to meet up with the dude. It's like in London or some shit like that, but the CIA from the headquarters in America, they're like tracking the journalist dude, right? But for Bourne, it's like very important that he gets to the dude, so he's like helping the dude to like evade the surveillance cameras and the assassins and all that shit, right? So the CIA motherfuckers at the headquarters, they're tripping because they cannot let Bourne get to this dude, right? So there's a scene where they're able, because mind you, the CIA motherfuckers is in America, and this like crazy incident is going on in like London or some shit. They're able to tap into the surveillance cameras in London from their desks at the CIA headquarters and like see who's on the street and all that shit, and like so to spot the dude and know where to send the assassins and shit, right? Okay, so there's a shot, and they don't reference this. They don't like say that. They don't tell you or nothing. They just do it real quick. You know what I'm saying? And you're just watching the movie, so you don't know. They find out where the journalist dude lives at, right? In some kind of way, they can tap in to his devices inside his house, like his TV, his computer, his whatever device. They can like tap into it and see inside of his house. Now they're looking for any kind of information they can gather that's going to help them find the dude. They're looking for names, photos of faces, you know what I'm saying? But they're literally looking inside this man's house from their desk at the headquarters. So somehow they're able to tap into something to be able to see inside this dude's home. Okay, now why is that important? Why am I saying that? Okay. That's illegal as fuck, first of all. Like that's like spying on citizens and shit. You ain't supposed to be able to do that. That's some whole illegal shit, but that's another conversation. So why is that important? Like I was telling you, they show you the truth in the movies, right? Okay, so before I started telling you about that, I asked y'all if y'all remember when your TV switched to digital, like back in the day. Now when this movie came out, this was probably like 2009, 2010, something like that, right? So if you remember when the TVs all switched to digital, that's when they started coming with all this Wi-Fi shit and all that shit, right? You know what I'm saying? All these devices, all these motherfucking iPads and iPhones and all this shit. Now they got Siri and Alexa and all that shit, right? So what the movie was showing you was that they can see inside your house through those devices. All right, so you know how everybody got their Wi-Fi in their house, right? Everybody got a flat screen TV and a smart TV and all that shit, right? Everybody got a cell phone, all that shit, right? So they can hear and see everything that you're doing and saying, and they showed you that in that movie, but it went over your head. You didn't understand what you was looking at. So anytime they can tap into your Wi-Fi signal, like your modem or whatever the fuck, and they can like see what's going on in your house through your flat screen TV. That's why the TV is long. It's a rectangle. It's long and flat, so now it can see the whole room. You see what I'm saying? So y'all to be like in the fuck in front of your TVs and count money in front of your TVs in your living room and all that shit, they can see all that shit. Okay. Now that's just a small example of what I'm talking about by the truth being in the movies. If you want more examples, I mean I can give you a million of them. You remember the movie Shooter with Mark Wahlberg? Y'all remember that device they had in there where they try to make the dude kill himself? It's like a sling for your arm, and they like hook it up to where your arm is like stuck like this, and they got a gun. You know what I'm saying? The gun, and they make you pull the trigger. So now you done committed suicide, right? So then when you wonder about all these weird ass like celebrity suicides and like murder suicides and all this shit where the motherfucker killed his wife and himself, or the wife killed herself and the husband, or whatever the fuck. Sometimes, I mean, they show you what that shit really be looking like. You know what I'm saying? Like the movie motherfucking Equalizer 2. You remember the scene where the assassin dudes come in and they kill the dude's wife, and then they force him to put the gun in his own mouth, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what really be happening in a lot of them murder suicides and all that weird ass shit with important people and shit. It be shit like that. Motherfuckers don't be, you know what I'm saying? It don't be what the fuck they be telling you. Like they got, man, this shit is deep, man. The shit that these motherfuckers be doing and the shit they got is fucking crazy. So they got motherfucking heart attack guns where they'd shoot you with a motherfucking, like with a dart like gun, and the shit will like accelerate your motherfucking heart rate to where you'll have a heart attack, and you had a heart attack. You know what I'm saying? So if you're an important motherfucker that's not going along with my idealistic shit and all that and my evil shit, then you had a heart attack, right? Yeah, like they got devices, they got shit that they'll poke you with like a syringe type shit, and that shit will render you completely paralyzed to where you can't move, you can't say shit, you can't do nothing. So imagine this. And they show you that shit too. They show you what you see in the movie the Rhythm Section with Blake Lively. They got that shit, that little like syringe thing, and it's some kind of chemical made from snake venom or some shit that'll render your ass completely paralyzed where you can't defend yourself or do shit, right? Okay. So look, if I'm a motherfucking government assassin and you want me to assassinate a celebrity or an important person or some shit like that, and you want me to make it look like they overdosed or some shit, right? So I could poke you with the shit, right? Render you unconscious or paralyzed or whatever the fuck, and then now I could shoot you with a fatal dose of heroin, and now you had a heroin overdose, right? Yeah, I know. It's not called the ugly truth for nothing. It's called that because the shit's ugly. Like you know what I'm saying? They show you all this shit in the movies. All of it. I don't give a fuck how outlandish the narrative is. Like that shit came from somewhere. Motherfucker didn't just think that shit up. Like these elite motherfuckers, the movies is how they tell you their life stories and shit, and how they came into their fortunes, and how the West was won, and how motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, took control of certain shit and all that shit, right? They show you all that shit in the movies, man. So if you've been sleep under a rock or living under a rock and you don't know that there's like evil shit going on in this world and all that shit, then I mean, you know, but if, like I said, if you're a truth seeker and you can't quite put your finger on this shit, I can tell you where you can see what this shit looks like. It's in them motherfucking movies. Yeah, man. Shit's wicked. I just be liking to inform people, man. You know what I'm saying? Like educate people. Cause some of this shit just be going straight over motherfuckers' heads. Some of these people are like, some people are just in a space to where they ain't got the time or the head space to even be able to think about this shit. They you know what I'm saying? They living their lives, they doing their shit. Man, it's evil, man. The shit going on is crazy. And you're right. Like all you people that suspect some crazy shit, oh yeah, it's some crazy shit. Yeah. And they tell you all about it in them movies. So if you want to know the truth, watch movies. All that shit. The corrupt shit, dummy companies and you know what I'm saying? All that shit. They show you they show you exactly how they do it, what it looks like, why they're doing it. You know what I'm saying? So just pay attention. You know what I mean? Don't don't fall for the bait. And don't fall asleep. Yeah, man. So that's it for this one. But until next time, God bless. Thank you. I love you. Fuck with your boy. Peace.